We want to start right away over in New Brunswick. Premier-designate Susan Holt led the Liberals to a majority victory there, where she will become the first woman to lead that province. She's also our guest, joining us live from Fredericton this morning. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Anne-Marie.
First off, congratulations to you on a very hard-fought win. Before we get to talking about policy, I want to ask about your night. How was it? What did you do? And what did you say to your family off stage that we might not have seen on stage?
Oh, gosh, it was an incredible night. We are so humbled and thankful to New Brunswickers for giving us this opportunity so clearly and in such great numbers. I was with my family, my three little girls, my husband, my sister, my friends, and my husband and I just tried to reassure our daughters that we've got them, that while this is a big moment for our family, that we are going to keep them safe and they will be number one, and that we're going to support them as our whole family goes to serve New Brunswick.
Well, this is a shift both for your daughters and for you as well. You're a relative newcomer to New Brunswick politics. You won a by-election last year, about 8 months after you'd become the party leader, and now you're the Premier-designate. How are you reacting to this big win? What does this say to you?
Oh, look, it says to me that New Brunswickers want to change in politics. They want to see a different kind of leadership. They want to see a government and a leadership that is empathetic, that listens, and that's going to bring everybody together to celebrate our differences and what's unique about this amazing province. And that's going to work with people on the ground in communities all over this province to deliver the kind of public services that New Brunswickers deserve, the healthcare that they deserve, the education system that's going to deliver us a brighter future. It tells me that there was a clear sense of a desire for change and a more empathetic leadership in New Brunswick.
Listen, we have a lot of viewers from New Brunswick that watch us regularly here on Your Morning, and I visited your province. It is a beautiful place, a lot of great, unique things. But one of the unique things that's maybe not so great in New Brunswick is the situation of healthcare there. A study published by the Fraser Institute this year, this isn't news to you, but to the rest of Canada, wait times in this province are about double the national average. We've watched emergency rooms close. Finding a family doctor New Brunswick is one of the hardest places to get primary health care in this country. Ontario Premier Doug Ford just brought in Dr. Jane Philpott to advise on public health care for his province. Is that a move you'd consider?
Oh, look, when we saw that, we were jealous. I thought, shoot, I would have loved to have grabbed Jane for New Brunswick, because she's been doing amazing work at my alma mater. And her book has been, she was just here, actually, talking about the need for transformation in primary care. And the good news is that everyone is aligned in New Brunswick on this. The nurse practitioners, nurses, medical society, all three political parties, and New Brunswickers want this change to move to that kind of team-based, collaborative care in community, close to home, where they and their families can get the kind of health care they need from the right person at the right time. New Brunswick has been slow to move to this model, but the whole team is not going to be slow to make the changes needed to adopt this model and get it out across our province, so that we are not the province where people struggle to get access to family doctors, and we do not have wait times twice as long as everywhere else.
You also pledged to temporarily remove provincial sales tax off of new multi-unit residences. This is to encourage development and to tackle the housing crisis there. A move like that, though, is going to cost the government a lot of money. And you've also promised to rebuild healthcare and improve it and bring it up to standard of the rest of the country. How are you going to build more for healthcare with less money if more of that money is going into housing?
Well, the commitment to take tax off of new builds, which we've seen be so effective in our neighboring provinces that have had twice the housing starts that we have, that's going to cost us about $30 million a year to get some of those new units in development. But the cost of people experiencing homelessness, the cost of people who are living in spaces that inappropriate, that they can't afford, is actually really expensive. And it's the same for healthcare. The more healthcare we deliver from a hospital, the more people that call a hospital home, the more expensive that is for our province. We need to invest in that preventative primary community care in order to save money in the long run. So we are very confident that we can balance the budget and continue to balance the budget, pay down debt, because New Brunswickers are practical people who know how to live within their means. They want to see the same from their government, but they want to see their dollars invested in those healthcare services and in the kind of solutions that mean that everyone can have an affordable place to call home in New Brunswick. So we believe that we can achieve that balance in partnership with developers, with the healthcare professionals we need to help us tackle both.
All right, New Brunswick Premier-designate. How does that sound? How does that feel to hear you called that this morning?
Oh, it's wild. It's really wild. I think it's going to take a long time to set in, but I love this province and I feel so fortunate to have the opportunity to serve New Brunswickers this way.
All right, well, don't let it take too long to settle in because you got a lot of work to do ahead of you. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Sure do. Thanks, Anne-Marie. Appreciate it.
If you liked that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.